In this video, we are going to reverse an array in JavaScript. So, given this input, so we can reverse this. So, first of all, we will try the built-in method. Okay. So, let's comment this all of this, and let's copy this array. Const num is equal to this, and then we will use reverse method. Const reverse array equals to nums dot reverse, and then I will log this reverse array, and here is the output 54321. Okay, so but in interview it might ask we should not use any kind of built-in method, so in that case we need to use for loop, and we need to swap this value. So I'll tell you, we need to add, we'll loop through all of the elements. Okay, and then we'll replace this value with the uh, last one. We'll use two pointer methods. First pointer starts at 0 position, and the next pointer will start from the last, and we will replace these values until we reach the middle. So in that case we will use for loop, let I equals 0 and I less than array dot length, and then I plus plus. But here is the trick: we should loop through at the middle of this array. We should not loop through whole element of this array, because if we loop through the every element, then it will be reversed and then it will reversed again. Okay, we loop through this much, half of this, and then we will replace the last value with the first value, and then second last with the second last value with the second value. So for that we need to divide this length with 2. But but here is the trick: if suppose array length is 5, and if we divide by 2, then it becomes 2.5. Okay, but I will not understand what is 2.5. It understands the integer value. So in that case we need to again put in normal value with the integer value. Suppose we need a round value as 2 or 3, but we cannot expect the higher value, because higher value will go to more than the middle. It will go beyond the middle of this array. Okay, so we'll expect the lower value. To get the lower value, we can use math.floor. Okay, math.floor, and you can directly use this. Okay, so let's now comment this thing, and we'll assume another variable j. And j, what will j do? J will uh, start from the last index up to first index. Okay, and the jth value, initial value, will be array dot length minus 1. Okay, but if we put this value, then suppose its value is 4, length minus 1, 4. Okay, so every time this value will be 4, but we don't need this. We need to decrease this value. Okay, to decrease this value we can again use I. Okay, we'll again use I, that means minus I. And what does minus I do? Every time at the first iteration j will be 5, and j will be 4. Okay, because I is 0. And the next iteration j will be 3, because i's value will be increased, right? And then 2, something like this. Now we have to swap this i's value with the j and j's value with the I, and for that we need to use this algorithm, swap the value. Let temp equal to, as a temporary value we'll use array dot I. Okay, so we'll copy this first index value, or whatever the index I, will copy this array's value into temp, and then now we will swap this i's value with gem. I mean, array of the last index value will copy this value to array of I, array of gem. Okay, and the last thing, we have swapped this value to here, but we have not swapped this fifth value. I mean the fifth 5 value with the 1. Okay, last index we need to do array of j equals to I. Okay, and that's it basically. And we can, but what is array? This should be array. Okay, and now we can console log this array. S- Sorry, here it should not be this value, because this value is already swapped with this value, so we need to use this temp value. It's slow. Yeah, it's done. For that random value we can use this thing 50 or 6 random value. See, it is done. And for interview perspective, we need to use a function. A function will do reverse array. Okay, and then I will put this for loop inside this function, and I will use an array here, and return this array value. And here I will use this inside the log, and we can use again nums here, and then here nums. See, it is done. Okay, and this is the optimal solution basically. This will give time complexity uh, of n, and space will give of 1, because we have not used any kind of extra array for this to store the value. We just replace this variable, so variable only cost of 1. Okay, this is the optimal solution. Thank you.